Well, I got my education from ITT Technical Institute. My wife been sad.
Time for more Maximum Pain. Oh, that's a lot of 3080s. I'm gonna have to guess which one is the main monitor because they're not labeled at all. I think that's okay. I reinstalled some other remaster high def mods on top of the other ones that I had installed. So that may have broken the game. Broken. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, the widescreen seems to still be working. Mostly I just threw a couple of texture packs back on there. So we'll see. We'll see. Load screen seems fine. Hey, Blend Burn. How am I doing? I'm doing pretty well. Just had a nice meal. It took me... always takes so much longer. 35 minutes, my entire butt. I made a HelloFresh meal, which was really good, to its credit. But it said 35 minutes to cook, and it was definitely more like an hour. But the good news is I have leftover... leftover kale and pork stew, I guess? Alright, everything seems to be working. Everything seems to be in order here. Back playing Max Payne. Max Payne 1, I'm still in Chapter 1, so I'm just right at the beginning. Big button labeled exit. I love shit like this. This right here is what a sign of the times. Because it's like this attempt at a photorealistic interior, sort of, you know. Poly counts are low, but it's like, it's definitely not super stylized textures. But you can't have anything too small, because it won't read in 640 by 480. So even though it's like a semi-realistic, grungy hotel, there's a giant Doom exit button, because it's still a video game, and the players have to know what to hit. This is actually New Jersey. I thought it was New York. Yeah, it's New York. What's going on? Is that supposed to do that? The part of Max Payne 3 that is kind of a throwback. I thought that was in Jersey. This doesn't feel right. I gotta go upstairs. Into club. The door's ajar. That's always a good sign. Oh, the criminals are from New Jersey? Is that why they're so Italian? Boshk! Hey! It's Payne! Hey! Hey! Functioning slot machines? Boosh skadoosh! Hey-oh! Bosh! Bosh! There's something interesting about having like a smirk to what you make. As long as you lean into everything, then nothing is like out of bounds. So Max Payne's outrageous like Italian gangsters, of course they're that way because this is the Max Payne universe. His name is Max Payne. Why wouldn't the gangsters be all Bosh? Hey, my name's Joey Cannoli. I hope Max Payne doesn't bust in here and shoot me in the face. So good. Yeah, he's wearing a leather jacket because he's cool. I mean, they already had the Finito brothers. Close. Yeah, literally a dude called Vinnie Gognitti. That limp. Eat your heart out, Resident Evil. Max Payne has damaged modeling too. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh! Okay, I think it's to the car door. Yeah. Part of me almost feels like the texture packs as they were before I installed some bullshit on top of it, was better. We'll see. Hope the remasters are good. I hope so as well. I think, like, I would be excited for anything from Remedy. Like, anything they make, I'm bought in. But if they're like they're making something called Max Payne, I mean, that's like, the thumbs don't go higher than that. Even if it is a remake, I don't care. And it's in Northlight. It's going to be a modern AAA
Turn
project.
Around, walk away, blow town.
Chef's kiss.
That would have been the smart thing to do. Guess I wasn't that smart. Lupino's tenement buildings were a seedy hangout for all kinds of sleaze. A liquor store, a pawn shop, a laundromat full of mobster bookies and loan sharks. The list went on.
Yeah, Jack.
The how and why it was a mystery.
Remedy is remaking Max Payne 1 and 2.
They knew I was coming, and they were going to get real trigger happy about it. I got to see Lupino's hangout all lit up. A bomb went off, turning snow into liquid gold. A pillar of fire lifted the remains of a car straight up into the air. The flames were highlighted on the hood of a black Mercedes-Benz as it coasted down the street real slow, as if the driver didn't have a worry in the world. I got a good look at the man riding shotgun. It was Vladimir, the head of the local Russian mob, the fly in Don Punchinello's suit. The ringing in my ears was the sound of a mob war being waged.
The license plate says vodka. Look at this extremely organic level barrier here.
Another bomb exploded inside the closest slum building. It was a lucky break. The goons inside were spooked, but luck always came with a price tag. More bombs could still be ticking inside, and the cops would already be on their way.
Did you need to mod this game to work with your Ryzen
was on the
CPU?
top floor.
Yes.
At least it used to be, before the explosive makeover.
It's so odd that they put like the brush strokes on the textures. I don't know, I'm thinking about backing the mods out. It doesn't look bad. Hold on, I'm gonna just... Here's what I'm gonna do. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this. God, that theme is just so good. So I'm curious, because I backed up the folder. I can just really easy. I think it's actually identical. I don't think I changed a thing. Well, maybe a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, it's the same number of files. Never mind. I think it is actually the same thing. I think the other installer, like I installed this like fix pack that had a lot of things on top of it. Heard first gen Ryzen works, but everything afterward needed some tweaks. It's actually pretty straightforward. All you need to do, there's like a separate DLL. You just have to replace a certain DLL in the folder with a different one, and that fixes it lickety split. I remember that like detail textures had to be at medium because of one of the texture mods. I'm wondering if I should leave the other two at medium. Ooh, dad as heck. Thanks for the raid. Welcome everyone. Hello. We're playing some classic high-class video games tonight. I just got done bashing out like 6 hours in Elden Ring. So I'm picking up Max Payne again because this game is the best. In honor of the remakes that were just recently announced, what's the most stereotypical Max Payne one-liner you can come up with? The one that has hit me so hard that I remember it perfectly, and it's always the first line that comes to my mind. It was in Max Payne 3, actually, when he gets shot via a sniper, and he talks about how a sniper just put a hole in his second favorite drinking arm. And I was like, that is like the stupidest and most fun line I could ever think of. Okay, I think actually moving those sliders up crisped up things a little bit. You're gonna play through Stranger of Paradise. I don't know if I'm gonna finish it on stream. I might find time to knock around in
were a
it.
depressing read. The headlines were screaming bloody murder. The storm was a screaming duet with the approaching prowl car sirens. It was all a scream when you were down for the count and wanted for murder.
Baghdad with G-strings? Yeah. I mean, there's also the like the fourth wall breaking stuff in Payne 1, but him being in a video game. That stuff's pretty memorable too. Thank you, Hydrolite. Appreciate that. I gotta find some pills. Numb the pain. He's so cool. He is cool. I think Max Payne is a pretty top tier video game character. Kind of like Duke Nukem territory, where it's just so dumb, it's fun. Except I get the sense that like the people who made Duke Nukem didn't know that Duke Nukem was stupid and a joke. Maybe they did. I don't know. It doesn't matter. The more time goes by, the more fondly I think of Duke Nukem, which is weird. Oh, I think the pawn shop has the pills and the Ingrams. Ooh, use those. Yeah, it felt like it was played pretty straight when, you know, Duke Nukem 3D came out. Door's ajar.
Oh, man. I don't know about this.
Quit worrying, eh? Think of it as Christmas. The Russians are with Santa.
Boshk.
What the?
He's so sad though, he got shot. That's his pain face. Bodied. I dropped my ass. This is our pawn shop. Ain't no one gonna rob it but us. Booshk. That's the true meaning of Max Payne. Max Payne movie, yay or nay? I think it's a pretty resounding nay. I think most people would say nay on that one. Like, I like bad movies. The consensus seems to be that it's just boring. It's like the worst thing a Max Payne movie can be, which is boring.
I don't know about this. Hey, yeah.
Apparently there's like no action. Nothing happens until the end. I think that's not very good. But don't let me stop you, whatever. You got an evening to kill. There's worse ways. There's worse things you could do, I guess. You could be doing drugs. Which incidentally is pretty core to the theme of Max Payne. Look at all these sick cell phones. Huh? I guess, yeah. Knives, a nice Leatherman, some cool Oakleys. Captain Cool, thank you for the sub. Got a TI-83, it looks like it, yeah. That was a pretty prime get. Belly on the dueling rooms, doesn't get cooler than that. There's a way to get back there, I'm pretty sure. Not here, though. I gotta admit, these days, I am pretty nostalgic for Y2K era stuff. Movies, games. Long enough, old enough. Barrel fire. I always love it when there's like depictions of American cities by creative teams in other countries that just make it look like an absolute post-apocalyptic wasteland. It's like I remember every depiction of like New York in every 80s and 90s Japanese developed beat 'em up. Always depicted it as like being overrun with Mad Max style psycho gangs and just like pinnacle urban decay. Love that shit.
Yo!
Ooh!
I don't know, man. What the?
Stuff in the back of that van. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got it before. Maybe not on this. Maybe not after dying. Can't get back there. There's a door there though. Doesn't have a handle on it. What the is my favorite clip? It's such a good read, right? What the? It's Payne! Like there's
The
some
headlines were a depressing read.
Oh jeez. There's some
The
really
headlines
good
were
goon shoutouts. That's for sure. There's an explosive tank in the side room. That's an excellent question. Yeah, this has a shotgun in it, which I can't even really pick up. I don't use it. Pump action sucks. It's a bad gun. As a New Yorker, 1% of the 1% of the depictions of New York City in media are accurate. What would you say, Malcolm, is the most accurate depiction of New York in a piece of media? See an explosive. I don't know, it's just... all I can see back there is shotguns, too, and I don't need those. So whatever. This in GTA 3? Yeah, I mean, as somebody who lives in Los Angeles, I can't argue. GTA 5 is a 100% accurate version. Oh, 30 Rock? Okay, I can see that. I can see that. That show has, like, is produced and stars native New Yorkers. There's a lot of, like, reverence for the city and that baked into that show. It's that, like, hate it but also love it sort of reverence, which makes a lot of sense. Oh, no, wait, sorry, yeah, you're right. It's True Crime, Streets of L.A. I can't believe I almost didn't shoot every single junkie. Bad Day LA? Yeah, it's Bad Day LA. My bad. It is in fact Bad Day LA. Oh yeah. Physics! So sick.
The whole building was rigged with explosives.
Are we killing the junkies? Well, first of all, because junkies killed my wife and daughter. First of all. Second of all, they screamed funny. Absecto? Thank you for the prime. Ready. Whoa! Shit! Felt the wind on that one, damn.
Hey!
That's right. That's right, Jack. I'm cleaning up the streets. These goddamn streets. Got nothing left to live for. You're staring down the barrel of a gun. It's a lot more friendly than the end of a needle.
A beaten-up phone in the entrance hall was ringing. It could have been just a junkie in need of a fix, but it turned out to be something more sinister than that.
Am I speaking to Mr. Payne?
Who wants to know?
My name is Alfred Woden.
Yeah, Woden.
You must hurry. The police are on their way.
Forgot about that whole
No.
They know you're there.
dumbass layer of this story.
And what's it to you?
I will contact you again.
seems like a deep throat, deep government contact.
The cops
G-man.
arrived, sirens singing in the off-key harmony of a manic depressive choir. I had a few minutes while the SWAT team would go through their usual routine. By the time they busted in, I needed to be long gone.
Max Payne, this is Deputy Chief Jim Bravura from the NYPD. Drop your weapons and come out with your hands above your head.
That's bad. That's bad.
You think?
Yeah. Whack the sucker.
Ah. Okay, I don't know how long it's been since I've saved. It's been a while. Oh boy. Good news. Uh-oh. Good news, more junkies to shoot. That's something to look forward to. Oh yeah! Hold on, I'm gonna do something real cool here. Wait, what was that?
The whole building was rigged with explosives.
Alright, check this out. This is gonna be rad. You're gonna be like, dang. You're gonna be like, dang. Whoa, cool. I bet you said dang, though. I bet you went dang. Doesn't get cool. Doesn't get cooler than that. All right, I gotta dodge backwards. That's the trick. Oh. Almost.
Yo.
I think I left a save file here just in case. Just in case I wanted to come back and like do more slow-mo dives around that can that shot across the room. Damn it! There we go. You can clip on YouTube for that shot. Yeah, there probably will be one. Actually, Chelsea's the one who edits out all the shorts now. It's awesome. He's really good at it. Hey ya! No, not dead. Yeah, that one's a good one. Definitely top 3. Hey ya. Could you play 13 for the original Xbox next? Is 13 a good game? I have my doubts. I remember playing the demo for 13 being like, eh. They just did that remaster though. Sure you would want to see it for the original Xbox and not the sweet HD remaster? Yeah, it's the comic book game. Starring David Duchovny.
Right. Ice him.
Playing on controller? No, mouse keyboard.
Someone had left a letter on the counter.
That's how you get behind the
Suddenly it all made sense. The bombs, the Russian mob boss making an appearance in person. Gognitti was his usual self. All talk and no walk.
After our hit, the Russian has only a couple of guns left and they can be bought. There's no freaking way he has the guts to try anything after that.
As it turned out, the Russian had plenty of guts. One thing you could count on, you push a man too far and sooner or later he'd start pushing back.
title of the stream!
There was a key on the shelf.
This is your final warning.
Giant
Surrender or will be forced to take
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you can't. SWAT comes in. I don't remember. Oh, there we go. Probably these voices. No freaking way! I mean, you're gonna get a lot more Vinnie Gognitti, I think. I'm pretty sure he's fairly prominent. Max Payne 1 and 2.
Hold it.
be spoiler territory. Don't worry, we'll get there. They get the same voice actors? Wait, for Max Payne 1 and 2? They did. And 3. Well, the only character in common with 3 as 1 and 2 is Max, but they got the same Max. Which is awesome. And I'm going to guess that they're going to get him for the remakes too, which is great, because Remedy used him in Control. So, they seem to have a good working relationship. They like him, they cast him. I don't see why not. It's great. It's so sick. Iceman, you going to bed? All right, have a good night. You're so excited for it now? Yeah. I've played a little bit of Snatcher, Pop-Tart. I've always wanted to play the whole thing, though. I've never played any of Police Knots. I actually really liked what I played of Snatcher. I did not know that it was it's like a combo adventure game it's almost like a point-and-click adventure game, plus a light gun game. At least I played the Sega CD version. I think there's a couple of other ones. So, yeah, I've always wanted to stream that game because I think it has actually a pretty good stream game. It's got like voice acting. It's got some pretty good artwork.
Get him!
I think it's even one of those games that would actually be pretty good in a like collaborative environment, because since it has that kind of point and click adventure aspect, you can suggest like maybe go here, maybe talk to this person, maybe use this item on this person and see what they do. Yeah, the clip in MediaTek is a banger. Kojima always had an eye for aesthetic. I think some people are tired of hearing people sing his praises, but he's had swag. The swag makes it into his games. I think his games actually do a pretty good job of mirroring the times too. I think Death Stranding, given enough time, Death Stranding will actually, like it. I think it did capture an aspect like of the depressive late 10s and early 20s. I think it did capture that. The sort of lo-fi feeling about it. The weird like mix of hopeful resignation, hopeful melancholy. Very weird energy in that game. Very unique. How late he's staying up tonight? I don't know. Another hour maybe?
Destroyed all the stairs up to Lupino's office. The alternate route led there by way of adjoining rooftops.
I started playing Death Stranding when COVID just hit. Oh man.
Never ever. It's like the sky's falling.
Yes, sir. It's the end of the world as we know it.
And I don't feel fine. I don't feel anything. Not a thing.
I'm freezing my butt off.
That hurt a lot, actually. They're not junkies. They're just homeless. They could be junkies. They definitely look cold. Like how all the hands have kung fu grip. They all have gun hands. That's what happens. That's just the universe of Max Payne. But yeah, Max Payne, or sorry, Death Stranding. Death Stranding's concepts of being connected but separate. That was pertinent. That was pertinent just because, you know, of society pre-COVID. But man, is it ever so on the nose with lockdown and quarantine and stuff. I don't know if it'll ever be associated with that. Like, Death Stranding, I don't think you could call a piece of quarantine media. But it came out so close to it and explores those emotions really, really deeply. The character graphics in this game remind me of the pedestrians from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3.
To get to the roof, I'd need to get to the elevator through the locked door up ahead.
Everything was subjective. There were only personal apocalypses. Nothing is a cliche when it's happening to you. Max Payne quotes are the best.
Pizza delivery.
Never seen you before. Buzz off, Joker.
Luigi's Laundry. Thank you for the resub, Dante. What's off? I'm the Joker, baby. Goons merrily whistling as they walk down the hallways. I'm having the best day of my life. Whoa!
I think I died. Get away. Get away. I think I'm dead. Get away. Get away. Get away. Get away.
Are mushrooms legal now? Not in the United States. Not that I know of. Actually, wait. I think they might be in a few states. I think that might be a thing. Maybe in Washington State? I'm not sure. Illegal in Oregon? Okay.
He's coming. He's coming.
I mean, that was a good yell, but they didn't squeal like they usually do. Can't believe I had no idea you or Bruce were streaming. Been watching since 2016, and now to see you're still going strong is amazing. Yeah, not only are we streaming, Jack, we also operate a YouTube channel together. Yeah, we still make gaming news episodes.
What the hell?
What?
Hey,
It's a little small scale right now. We started
what the hell?
about a year ago. Only recently launched a Patreon campaign, so we're really starting to amp things up a little bit. But yeah, we definitely didn't just stop. Still going after it. That's right. The legally distinct inside games. Yeah, we both waited what we figured was the appropriate amount of time. Also, we waited until basically Rooster Teeth scaled back inside gaming. Now they do a weekly episode, so you're like, okay, yeah. We'll get back into the game. Also, it was just like Bruce and I were just kind of complaining to each other about how.
No, don't shoot. I ain't.
You know the clowns at the laundry?
Me? No.
You're no good to me then.
What? No. The laundry. Yeah, I know him. Yeah.
Get me in there.
Okay.
We were both annoyed at some of the. We were both big fans of Cyberpunk, basically, and kind of frustrated with the glee at which people were taking swipes at that game, and the fact that there was, we both played the PC version, so we saw the best part of the game, or the best version of the game, for sure. But I always thought it was the role of media to try and celebrate good work. And it was sad to see nobody doing that. It was instead most people cashing in on the narrative. Anyway, I can tell you what happened. Oh, forgot to tell you what happened yesterday. I was checking out a person.
Man, I'll come to the laundromat with you. I'll get you in.
A small line formed. A lady in the middle tells, "Isn't there another cashier?" I calmly said no, and my manager is doing other tasks. Second person in the line exclaims, "You're doing great, hun. Don't worry." After I got through the line, the last person told me I held myself well, and that people are just so rude.
Okay, I'm with you. Just lead the way.
That wasn't so bad. A moment of humanity there.
No problem, man. I'll come to the laundromat with you. I'll get you in. It's me. Open up. Let me in quick.
Not so fast. The password. John Woo.
Come on. Okay, John Woo.
All right. Come right in.
That's the password.
It's a trap! It's Payne!
There he is.
Oh! Ah! Ah!
But certainly, you can see the John Woo in the game. Jumping with two guns. Just stuff like this. Of there's a bullet hole and then a spray of stuff. John Woo's gunfights were incredible because he just put squibs and debris everywhere. Explosions of paper, fragments of drywall. It was just the entire scene would light up with squibs
dirty money
and bullet hits, and it's fucking awesome. I mean, he invented the bullet ballet, but Yeah, this game is very clearly in that vein. Yeah. Also like crime drama, very much what John Woo does. Or did. The game includes gun kata. I can think of some mini games where you like slosh around to dodge bullets. Oh yeah, this part.
Thank you.
Invented bullet what? Bullet ballet? I don't know. I said that. I'm not actually sure that that's a term. There's a term for it, right? John Woo gunfights? They're Sleeping Dogs? Sleeping Dogs is just like more straight up and down Hong Kong action. Gun Fu? Oh, okay. I guess that works.
Damn!
Pulp Fiction reference? There we go. Weird.
New York City is in crisis tonight, with reports of Valkyrie gang war in the streets of the Bronx.
I always thought Gun Fu was more of an equilibrium thing. Gun kata.
In connection with the slaying of a DEA special agent earlier tonight, is waging a one-man war against.
There is some stylistic crossover between Equilibrium and John
Among
Woo's
the list of casualties so
gunfights, gun
are
dance.
notorious mafia members
of
Joey
twirls,
and Virgilio Finito,
cool
as well as
poses.
Rico Muerte, himself a fugitive from the law, and a suspect for several murders in the Chicago area. The NYPD has been placed on full alert. A citywide APB has been put out on Max Payne. Deputy Chief Jim Rivera has promised to take whatever steps necessary to bring him to justice. What those steps may be remains to be seen. For NYCNN TV News, this is Kira Silver.
Dramatic music? Oh yeah, here. Let's just listen to the theme for a second. I think it goes through the whole theme in the pause menu. Oh, Datinade, thanks for gifting a sub to Jack. This is Dan Petrel's great-grandson. Petrel blood is strong. Max has no family. Exactly. That's why he's a wraith. He's a revenant. They took his family. Now he stalks the earth, barely alive. You know what I never realized? I don't think that's Sam Lake. I wonder who they got to do like the menu photos. Because that's also like the cover art, right? Maybe they just hired a model and they're like, oh, wear a leather jacket. Look into a flashlight and take a photo. That looks like Lake? You think so? The mouth looks different to me. Yeah, it is? Okay, never mind. Okay, yeah, if that's him, that's fine. It looked a bit different. The only reason Lake did it, because they couldn't afford to pay anyone. Yeah. It worked, though. I mean, it gave him a really distinct look, at least in Max Payne 1. Then I guess they hired an actor to play him in 2. It's interesting. 2's energy is very different, I think. It's not as guerrilla. It's not as like high school kids having fun with camcorders. I'm underselling Max Payne 1, but it has that energy. Very soap opera? Yeah. 2 tries to sell the melodrama a little more. Or rather, it doesn't present it with so many elbows to the ribs. And I think it actually does try to go deeper into noir trope. In an homage kind of way. Anyway, this music is so good. Yeah, this is where the Twin Peaks knockoff show is. Yeah.
Address unknown.
Address unknown.
I don't want to know. It's the last one.
Is it any wonder that they did like Alan Wake? You know, they've always been very honest about what they think is cool.
I don't want to go there. It's the last place. Only, it's not me talking to the pink flamingo, but someone who looks the part down to the finest detail, except that he's evil. I'm hiding in the shadows, watching it all unfold. The flamingo speaks. He can speak here. It says, "Mirrors are more fun than television." That's, mirrors are more fun than television. Somehow I know this, just don't ask me how. And I, not me, but my double, nods and smirks at this like it was the funniest thing in the world. And then something goes wrong, and suddenly they know I'm there, hiding behind them, and they both turn to look at me with cold eyes. And the flamingo speaks again. I have no idea what that means. And that's when I always wake up to my own scream in that brightly lit white hospital room, strapped to my bed.
That's a really good scream, yeah. Also, the flesh of fallen angels is something that people often say when they're riding high on Valkyr, I believe is the operative street drug of the game. Oh yeah, there's a street drug. It's implied. It's implied at the beginning, but not actually like driven home. The exact role that it has. I love in Max Payne 2 television shows have parallels with the main story. Yeah. It's like, it's the parody version of what you're doing as you're doing it. It's like Dick Justice or something like that. I had a permanent constipation look on my face. It killed my wife and kid. I was up for justice. Dick Justice. Something like that. It's almost like there's some very surgical insertions of that tone into Max Payne 2, despite it being a little more self-serious.
Red, blue, or green?
It's always red or blue in the movies.
So, green?
No, not the green.
I don't remember there being just tons of henchman humor. Oh my god, speaking of humor. So good. So good. We're getting to that being like, okay, I love this game. This game's fucking great. Always so good. Yeah. I think what I loved about it is that it realized how silly this is. There were a lot of games at the time that were trying to do this stuff, like gritty street crime, grown-up story kind of thing. They killed my wife and daughter, so I had to go kick his ass. Like, every game was like that, except they didn't know how dumb that was. This game does. It's one of the only ones that understood.
What are you standing around here for? They're bombing us. What are you doing? You're doing nothing. What are you doing? This is war. Freaking war.
What are you doing? You're doing nothing. You're just sitting around with your dicks in your hands.
Oh, man. Oh, so good. Yeah, Remedy games always have interesting injections of humor, which is why I love them. There's just like a total removal of charisma and personality that happens when games start to go through like focus testing and like and surveys and stuff. Not to say that Remedy doesn't do that. Every developer does. At least they better. That's like one of the only ways to make sure you're spending your money.
Vinnie Gognitti, just the man I've been killing to see.
Payne? Freaking fed! I knew from day one there was something screwy about you. What do you think you're doing? You're a freaking cop. You ain't got squat on us. You can't just come in here waving your piece like it meant something. Yeah! Oh my God! Oh God, you shot me! Ah! You're dead, Payne! And what the hell are you waiting for, you apes? Kill him! Kill him!
With pleasure, boss.
Gognitti bailed. I made like Chow Yun fat.
John Woo reference.
You shot me, man!
I want to call out that, like, they not only had the bullet, like the gunshot Foley in the comic book sequence, but they had the slow-mo sound and the sound of a bullet, like, whizzing past you. Which is really cool. And that's like, it's stuff like that where I'm like, okay, they were already thinking about, like, almost motion comic stuff and the way they delivered it and the way that they do, like, audio effects and Foley. So I could really see in the remake them doing, like, in-engine motion comic sequences where you could have something like where somebody shoots and then a bullet flies, like, out of the panel and then it does a sound effect like that. That would be a really subtle, like, fourth wall sort of break that is the exact sort of thing. What's the difference between a reboot and a remake? Good question. I suppose there's actually not that much difference. I guess reboot implies restarting an entire thing. Like I guess if you made a new Mass Effect, you could call it a reboot of an assumed trilogy or something like that. Maybe? I'm guessing here. Whereas a remake can just be recreating one thing. But I don't know. I'm gonna guess these things are strictly defined, and I'm just talking. If anyone in chat knows for real, feel free to share. I won't ban you. Unless you have to acknowledge that I'm right before you say it's actually this completely other thing. You just have to kiss that particular ring. Remake just remakes the original game off of new systems, but the same story generally. Reboot allows for more creative liberty.
A crumpled letter lay on Gognitti's desk. The letter was addressed to Don Punchinello, but Vinny had never had the nerve to finish it.
Jack's gone voodoo. Just the other night, he shot Dino because he wanted to see what his brains looked like splattered on the wall. He's a freaking mad dog. We're running out of men and business fast.
Gognitti had been living in mortal fear of his boss. Jack Lupino was a psycho.
I would consider reboot to be wiping the lore clean and starting from scratch with established characters, whereas a remake, an updating of the old game. So mostly lore and story then. A remake would try to be faithful to the lore and story of the original. Whereas a reboot, it's expected to deviate. Because it is restarting.
Vinnie Gognitti was running scared.
7 Remake is kind of a mix of
With a
those.
bullet in the stomach like a broken bottle of Tabasco, he was quickly running out of time. He knew where his boss was, and I wanted to square things up with Jack Lupino. Gognitti would be moving fast. I don't know about angels, but it's fear that gives men wings.
Fucking excellent quote. Would 7 be more of a reboot then? I consider... Yeah, 7 I think actually happens in the same universe as the original 7. I think they're going for some 7... multiple parallel dimensions of 7's type thing. So 7 is a remake, but it's weirdly additive to canon instead of changing or restarting it. Your ex is in town? Ugh. Better stock up on beer. Reboots usually have new characters who do more of their own thing. Reboot is the ushering in of a new era. Yeah, that's kind of why I think about it in terms of like a planned series. A series that has existed before and is going to happen again. Look at this set piece.
Gognitti hitched a ride.
Coolest fucking thing.
Catcher might have to follow his lead.
Actually, I think Jedi Knight did something like this, where you had to jump on like a moving train. I'm gonna do it the cool way. Hoorah! Zoop! Did you say dang? You don't have to say dang for that. That's just a little Lawrence Razzle Dazzle for you. A little side roll onto the train. Yeah. That's how we did it back in '99. Wait, no, I think this came out in 01. 2001. Sorry, I keep reaching over my shoulder. I've been like really
train ride of the
working
night.
my back muscles.
The way it started didn't promise anything better than the last one.
Disappointed with some posture
Freezing wind
things.
tearing at my face like sandpaper and razors. Ice hard and slick under my hands and feet. Somewhere in the background, the wail of sirens. The city howling after me. New York sped by in fast forward. Dark rooftop water towers and a dead forest of antennas and chimneys, all a blur. When the train he was riding slowed down, Gognitti made his move.
Dude, his gut shot, and he just did a barrel roll off a train. Was Max Payne released on PS2 or PC? It was PC and then PS2. Oh, well, thank you, Jack. Jackal Dot. Maybe I should say the whole thing. Or maybe just Jackal. Thank you very much. Now, this is more for a comfort thing. Believe it or not. Actually, this is pretty believable, so I don't know why you wouldn't believe it. But, it's really just, it's a hazard of the job. I'm lucky enough to be able to sit for a long time. I need to make sure that my sitting posture is such that I don't strain anything. I'm getting older. Plus, I want to like preserve my body so that I can thrash it pro wrestling. Yeah, old man gamer pains. Yeah. It's mostly just like it's bad posture pains and improper workout pains. Bad posture means that certain like muscles are underdeveloped. Things pull in the wrong way. Other things get strained. One thing I think I've started noticing is that I think I tense up when I'm playing a game. I think I get too hard into the game zone. I start to hunch. We gotta remember, like I'm playing a piano. This is the mission I got a game-breaking bug on and had to start the whole game over? Yeah? What happened? That sucks. For the last year and a half working from home, and yeah, it fucks you up if you're not careful. That's the problem. It hits late. I just want to make sure I'm taking care of this whole container of mine.
NYPD, you on the roof. Drop your weapon and lie down. I repeat, drop your weapon.
This is the instrument through which I video game. I was serious, Jackal. I just haven't. So there's like a big a wrestling school, an academy. It's the same one that we went to during the documentary back at Rooster Teeth. They're still doing like beginner wrestling school class. So I try to go, but if I'm being honest, I haven't been in like the last couple of months because either shit's going on weekends, or I'm traveling, or in the case of the last weekend, I had like a kind of a pulled muscle in my back, but I think I'll recover from it. Used to play this scene nonstop. Oh, running in and shooting everybody. with the music. Going down the spiral staircase. It's pretty great, isn't it? I was talking over it the whole time. I love the latest Inside Games podcast. Interesting to see your point of view against Bruce's and how they contrast each other. Yeah, I agree. It was really helpful for me. I think again, part of it is I think it's just got so used to only being in my own head. Oh shit! I didn't mean for that to happen. I hit all the wrong buttons. Damn, meter. Ah. I heard a door open. Oh yeah.
Hey, yeah.
Hey, yeah. Hey, Moonrider. Childhood memories, the games that made GTA 4 and 5 perfect. Different developers, actually. But, I guess, yeah, same publisher. Definitely has Rockstar energy, especially for that time period.
What the hell?
What the hell? Wasn't Max Payne Rockstar? It was published by Rockstar Games. Not made by them, no. This 1 and 2, Max Payne 1 and 2 were made by Remedy, who most recently made Control. Yeah, Moonrider, it's a totally reasonable thing to think. Because yeah, their logo was on it, that was like the stronger branding. And really, like, the distinctions aren't made in gaming, which is, I think, a little odd. Maybe if you, like, look at the credits, but it's not like film, where the intro has, like, the director and cinematographer, like, all the principal people who made a thing. Or the I guess you do get publisher and film creator logos and stuff before film. Yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. It's basically similar. Up there. What's going on here? Gonna bury him with his gun? Who's your favorite current wrestler? I actually don't watch wrestling, Jack. Believe it or not. I like it. I'm into it. I like doing it. I just don't watch much of it. Oh, there we go. It takes a long time to watch wrestling. WrestleMania just happened, so maybe I should do that. But like, I don't know. I actually I spend most of my day working, which is either doing what I would consider actual work, like emailing, filling out paperwork, whatever. I guess I could watch it while that's happening, but there's really not a lot of time left, and wrestling is very time consuming.
Get him!
Japan Pro Wrestling, yeah. I guess if I were gonna watch something, it'd be that or AEW. He's back. He's mean, and he's got a bat. Believe it or not, Captain Baseball Bat Boy will show up again. The payback time. It was one of the few that got a voice dub here, and it was fucking funny. The rest of the voice dub made a huge difference for us. I know that for UA it's normal. You guys are used to English actors. It's not something rare. What region are you in? Let's go. What style of wrestling would you do? I don't even know what styles there are. I just want to get the basics. Get the basics and start learning the physiology of it. But yeah, I have no clue beyond that. I guess whatever would be suggested to me, really. That's about as best as I could hope for. that somebody with more experience than me would watch me and be like, I think this would be good for you. I really like the pink grenade hitting a wall. Pleasing sound. You've been in the ring before, pro wrestling wise? Yeah. Did one pro match, but that was as part of like a documentary. So I got carried through it. I did the heat for a tag team match. But part of that was running a couple spots. Took a bump in the ring, which was, you know, in front of an audience. Could have been better, but it wasn't worse. It wasn't the worst. I have more experience with like combat martial arts. I never did that professionally, but have, you know, done a lot of open sparring and stuff.
Max Payne has nowhere left to go. We are very close to capturing him. You'll get a full statement.
Yeah, it hurts, doesn't it,
Now,
Amir?
I've got better things to do, ma'am.
The next day aches, I actually kind of like.
From the NYPD with no further comment at this time.
Apart from his suspicious food habits, I figured Bravura to be one of the good guys. Fate had just dropped us on different sides in this. But when it came to capturing me, he was way out of his league. I had already ditched the cops a couple of rooftops back. For now.
Yeah. Yeah, Pop-Tart, it's not too dissimilar, actually. Yeah, Vinnie Gognitti is a Hall of Famer.
Keep your guns pointed at the door. Okay. This is it. Any moment now, Payne's gonna bust through that door with murder in his eye. It's either him or us. I, for one, am gonna pump the SOB so full of lead, they'll need a forklift to carry the coffin to the grave.
Whack the sucker!
Into the trash can.
Okay.
I don't know when I say go. Thank God.
Any moment now, Payne's gonna bust through that door with murder in his eye.
Ice him!
Damn it. Throw angle was different this time. Ooh. Not dead. Kenny Omega's pretty awesome. I haven't seen a Kenny Omega match, though. I did really like that they got Kenny Omega to do the, like, he was in the trailer for the Final Fight remake, which I thought was badass. He was like the mayor. Ah! That was so cool. Ah! Oh, so cool.
Open, goddammit! Payne! I'll kill you, you lousy freaking...
Payne! Oh, shit! Oh, oh, how pathetic! How absolutely sad! Oh my gosh. Oh, jeez.
Open, goddammit!
Oh.
Payne! I'll kill you, you lousy...
Thanks so much to make my body flexible. Yeah? Learning about rolling variety, taking a bump, front flip. Don't you learn wrestling as an art where you protect others than hurting them? Yeah, yeah. It is a dance. It is... Oh. It's a dance, and you have a partner, and they help you and you help them, and that's how you can create the illusion of combat. It's a wonderful thing to like work with a partner that way and like work off of somebody and with somebody and protect each other. It actually is a pretty intense experience to be doing like superhuman shit with somebody. I don't think you can skip this.
open, goddammit! Payne! I'll kill you, you lousy freaking cop!
I think that's why I remember that voice line so much, because I'm pretty sure everyone usually hears it like 5 or 6 times.
Get him!
Synchronized. Damn, man. Gunfights in this game are pretty dangerous. It's kind of cool. Not quite like Hotline Miami vibes, but you do go down pretty quick. You gotta razzle, you gotta dance around. That's for sure. That's not. Got any pills? I guess they don't really drop off of dudes. That wouldn't make sense.
Gognitti ran out of steam in a dead-end alley with steam.
Which came out first, Max Payne or Matrix? Oh, Matrix for sure.
Hell were burning high beneath us. It was shakedown time. Where's Lupino?
Screw you!
Bad start, Vinnie.
Ah! Police brutality!
I rate pretty high on that.
You can't just hurt me in cold blood?
Just keep telling yourself that. Listen good, Candyman. I'm not gonna be anybody's fall guy. I want to know where your boss is hiding. There was no glory in this. I hadn't asked for this crap. Trouble had come to me in big dark swarms. The good and the just were like gold dust in the city. I had no...
What a time to remind you of his wife.
I was no hero. Just me and the gun and the crook. My options had decreased to a singular course.
I'll tell you, just don't hurt me no more. Lupino's at Ragnarok, the nightclub. Book me, take me in a home into the freaking jail, just don't hurt me.
Your rights will be ready at your funeral.
Oh, this loading screen's a bit off. The Ragnarok. I love that grimace over the shoulder. Is that old woman his wife? Wait, what do you mean? Old? Like old? Who's the perfect American housewife?
Lupino's private nightclub, a den of drugs built into an old theater. I knew what waited inside.
He's never said the F word.
Ready to explode in random acts of senseless violence. And Lupino's goon squad, the worst stone cold killers this side of hell. Ragnarok was as inviting as a headache, flickering and flashing to a machine gun beat. The belly of a nightclub was a gothic theme park that began with bondage games and led to the nasty stuff from there. As subtle with its dark message as a cop killer bullet through the heart. Like father, like son. Just like Jack Lupino.
Of course. You gotta have a dance club. The slow motion shoot up. Gotta happen. Let's see. Dual Berettis. I had the creeps playing there. Back in the day I was kind of religious and I disliked the boss calling a bunch of demon names. Oh yeah, it's pretty, hold on a second. Wait, I was curious. Oh, from Brazil. Gotcha. I was curious about that. Dear, for us, it was an extra, and for everyone who played here, lots of memories from the funny lines. Not intentional, just comical undertones. That's really interesting, because the game is funny. And the, I guess more the overtones of the English dub are pretty enjoyable. So it's actually really good to hear, intentional or not, that some of that humor persisted. Was it just that the performance wasn't very good? Or was it, I don't know, how would you describe it? You've got me curious now. I think it's mostly because I'm such a fan of that I love it when quality comes where people didn't expect or plan it to. And sometimes performance intended one way is actually better as another kind of deal. You gotta hit a switch, right? You got to. And then it opens the door. Oh, got it.
Get him!
Ooh! Oh no! Tab was stuck. Okay. I almost saw my aimbot. Close.
There he is!
The book had never been a bestseller.
Shit! I hope that explosion isn't here. Ooh! Do you think Remedy would even want to move this into the same universe as Alan Wake and Control if they were even able to? I think they would do it. Like, they would do it just for fun, I think. And then never follow up on it. At the very least. They could always do that. Jeez. Alright, comic book time. Hey, what's up, Captain
Given the
Rumpus?
setting, I was surprised to find that somebody had been passing time reading. The paperback was entitled The Age of Murder and Storm. The blurb on the back mentioned Norse mythos and Ragnarok, the end of a Viking world with a terrible winter that covered the earth in ice, when vile crimes were rampant and all humanity lost. I could see how somebody impressionable might get it into their head that we were at the end of time. I was also beginning to see what the nightclub and its owner were all about.
Bullet taps. Ooh. Jeez. I was back. Thank you for the raid. How's life? I'm playing a true classic. Oh, you gotta go to bed, Jackal? Alright, have a good night. Playing with the fan patch, the game doesn't like 60 plus FPS. I am. It doesn't seem to be... it doesn't seem to be, broken. Or, like, functioning outside of what I remember it. I think there was... When I played it before, I didn't have a ton of... There was, like, a fix pack, basically. And yeah, when I didn't have that installed, it was a little screwy.
The book had never been a bestseller.
Yeah.
Given this...
That's right, this is the remaster. Uncle works for Remedy. I don't think any of my uncles do anything that would ever be cool for me. I think one of them's in finance, maybe. One of them's like a deep Trumper, like a full-on QAnon, scared to go outside type gentleman. The other one was addicted to meth? He was addicted to something. Maybe crack. Because it was like People talked around that. Around the age of crack. Maybe it was men. Who knows? Yeah, that's some list. Yeah. Yeah, my family rocks. I get so envious when I hear about people who's like, oh, my cousin's an accountant and they do my taxes. Fuck. That must be nice. What's up, Felder? Oh, thank you for the raid, Felder. Thank you very much. Are these the gamers you were talking about? Oh, there's a Matrix man. Woo! That's my favorite. That's my favorite, the Matrix man over here. Thanks for the years of being you. No worries. I will continue to be me. Because that just means I get to play Max Payne. Dance around in the Ragnarok. Guy. Damn. I ended it all for him tonight, but that is a cool looking sweet dude.
Got him down.
Shit. Music here reminds you of the Siphon Filter theme. We're just absolutely rifling through the 2000s Rolodex of games, huh? I love it.
Books on the occult had been piled on the table.
I unfortunately never played Siphon Filter, any of them. People said they were fun, though.
The room was stacked with light reading, such as Necronomicon, Witchcraft, and Paradise Lost. Old exotic titles like Malleus Maleficarum and De Umbrarum Reini Novum Portus. Books with pentagrams on their covers, all dealing with the occult and the infernal, lying between stacks of horror videos and a couple of Ouija boards. The only thing I could take seriously was the thought of Lupino taking it seriously. He had been spending a lot of time getting intimate with the guy downstairs.
Ah, Krasuski. Or Krasuski, my bad. Whatever. Yeah, all of your memories are correct. There were definitely more than a few Matrix lobby shootout mods for Max Payne. You're also correct. 3D Mark, which is made by Future Mark, did use a Matrix lobby shootout with a Max Payne engine, basically, for a benchmark. I think that was 3D Mark 2001. I only know this because I pulled that video randomly. I was like, that belongs in MediaTek, so I found a rip of it on YouTube, or a recording of it on YouTube. Anyway, here's the deal. Here's the thing, though, because I looked this up recently, too. So there was a demo scene group called Future Crew. I also have some of their demos in MediaTek. Members of Future Crew went on to found Remedy and 3D Mark, the two companies that made Max Payne and...
Books on the occult had been piled on the table.
And 3D Mark.
The
Future Mark, whatever. So they were actually, like, they knew each other back then. And I guess that's how that demo happened, which is pretty cool. That reminds me, I actually got to do some testing with 3D Mark. I wanna see how my computer performs with the CPU in creator mode versus game mode. I'm wondering if we should just leave it in this. It also makes it a little more compatible with older games, too. There's like a compatibility mode that it turns on. I had no idea they were linked. Neat. I didn't either. I was actually, like, it was last time I was gonna stream Max Payne. One of the Future Crew demos came on. And I was like, I wonder. Got a little handed chin. I was like, I wonder what Future Crew got up to. And then, yeah, turns out they just went on to form Remedy. So I was like, oh, awesome. think the article about, I can't remember because I also was specifically reading about that demo in 3D Mark. The one where it's got the like Max Payne shootout at the end. Using like a character that is wearing like this black trench coat. Different face. Awesome. That. How John Woo is that? The like particles of broken paper floating in the air. Broken paper. Dollars. Shot dollars. Dang, man. Pushing in on me. I need you guys to move up a little bit because I don't have a whole lot of... Oh boy. Thank you. Didn't jump right. Didn't jump right. Oh. Ooh, I got very lucky. Stage bit remind you of anything in Alan Wake? Yeah, I guess there was, what is it, Prophets of the Fall or whatever? There's like the house band that Remedy keeps using and putting in different games. Whatever version they were for Alan Wake. Yeah, because there's like a rock band. That's the same band that did the tracks for Control, I'm pretty sure. Poets of the Fall, that's the one. Prophets of the Fall is an actual band. Fall in the hole! Dude, damn it! Oh, okay. The performance was spectacular, says Skull. We loved all the voice actors. It's rare to find a bad voice actor here in Brazil. They are celebrated. Just that the voice actors brought a bit of our own daily feelings into it, or expressions, and the combination of this and the noir vibes from Max Payne worked so right. It was fun and unexpected. It's very nostalgic hearing Max and those dialogues again. It became an iconic game for us. I see. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. So not only did you guys get localization, but the actors were allowed to sort of bring all their flavor and humor to it. Just a really good example of it done right. It's awesome to hear. Fall backwards. Yes! Yes! Oh. Oh, man. How is Alan Wake? Keep hearing it's good, but I tried playing it and it bored me. Yeah. It can be a little, maybe a little too up, but too far? Oh, perfect! Absolutely perfect! It can be a little hoity-toity. Alan Wake can. If running from monsters and like doing the flashlight and gunshot thing doesn't get you, if the style doesn't work for you, the style probably has to bring a lot to the table for you to like it. I think especially by today's standards, I think it's like shooting mechanics were pretty simple because I think it was a time of simpler games. Or was a time when people were trying to make games more simple, I think. It's Quantum Break similar to Max gameplay. It's a little more similar to Control, actually. Kind of third-person action, and you have powers. But it's not quite like... Not as like gun, slow-mo, shoot, dodge focused. More like just more general video game 3D action. Microsoft owned Remedy for a while. You know, I was just thinking about that. No, I don't think they ever did. I think they just published their games for a while. But no, I don't think Remedy's ever been owned by anybody. I'm willing to be wrong about that. Jeez. Remedy's nuts. Yeah, got him. Only got as far as the town right after the tutorial. Well, the entire game is basically a Stephen King referential thing. What Max Payne is to noir, is what Alan Wake is to the collected works and mystique of Stephen King. Which can be like slow, obtuse, weird. It's not quite as like grimy as Stephen King can get. Stephen King can put some fucked up shit in his works. And Alan Wake plays it pretty safe in terms of content. All the graphics in this game are like real life pictures. Wish I could see more indie games like this. Yeah, that was kind of the... I think that was the... That was one of the technical aspects of the game, is that all the textures were real life photos. Now I do have a texture pack installed. So it looks really clean, but that is because the benefit of time and mods and community support has kept it up to date and brushed it up and kept it looking this good. So I want to put some points on the board. Games don't stay working and looking nice on their own, interestingly. Heard a lot of people who took wrestling love the pain. They eventually took like stunt work from show or film. Maybe it could be your next calling. It would be nice, but I think if anyone were to give me stunt performance roles, it would be out of generosity. There are younger, far more experienced stunt performers out there. He's... Oh, right. That was pretty cool. Quantum Break was a Microsoft exclusive for a bit. It was, yeah. I think so. And Alan Wake was as well. I think it came out on PC eventually, but I don't think... did Alan Wake come out for PlayStation? Maybe the remaster did. But yeah, Alan Wake was a 360 exclusive for a while. There's actually just a hole you can walk through. Pretty sure I can just fit through that, yeah.
What the?
Yeah, I played a lot with the Kung Fu mod back in the day. Using a mod for this, I have a texture pack, and then a couple of other mods required to make the game not crash. So yeah, there's like a essentials pack that combines like 4 or 5 mods. Somebody fall? I think he fell. Oh, that's right. There's like a board that breaks. You're looking forward to the remakes? Oh, yes. Absolutely. You played all 3 Paynes? I sure have. Love these games. Now, that's a good use for that yell. I mean, all uses are good, but that's a really good one.
The backstage area led to Lupino's inner sanctum. The hot air inside was like an invisible wall, thick with incense and something else, a sickly sweet smell that made you gag.
Yeah, 1 and 3.
This was the rotten
3 was very hard. I appreciated how hard it was. 2 was not
like a
that
spider at the center of his web, waiting.
But like iterative...
The air started to make my head swim.
Oh, yeah.
Torn pieces of a letter lay scattered on the sofa.
Forgot how hard this goes.
Punchinello had threatened Lupino in writing. The note had been torn to pieces, bloody fingerprints all over them.
Don't want you to think that one of my boys is not playing with a full deck. Shape up, Jack. We are running a business here. I'd hate to send the trio to strong-arm you.
The trio were the Don's notorious henchmen. It was obvious that Lupino hadn't been intimidated by the threat. Lupino's notes covered the table. Jack Lupino was crazy, all right. The table was scattered with notes of demented arcane nonsense written in rusty blood, a mishmash list of demons, devils, and dark gods evoked.
Beelzebub, Asmodeus, Baphomet, Lucifer, Loki, Cthulhu, Lilith, Hela! Blood given to you all.
He was after that old Faustian deal, your soul for power and fortune. Just sign on the dotted line with your blood.
I just thought too, this is such a fun way for a writer to really inject a lot of their craft. Writing in games were a very awkward mix at this time. They've gotten so much better. Oh my gosh. And GTA especially, even being Rockstar adjacent, but yeah, what a nice way for a writer to really flex on like references and sentence structure and pulpy style, but also make it work with the game and enhance its enjoyment. That's so good.
Lupino's notebook lay on the pedestal. Jack Lupino was crazy, all right.
Mythic wolves, let loose to devour the sun and the moon. Lupino is the wolf. I'm Mr. Beast, the big bad Fenris wolf. I'm the end of the world man, wearing the flesh of fallen angels.
After Y2K, the end of the world had become a cliche. But who was I to talk? A brooding underdog avenger alone against an empire of evil, out to right a grave injustice. Everything was subjective. There were only personal apocalypses. Nothing is a cliche when it's happening to you.
Hell yeah, what a good line. Think they'll ever make a Max Payne 4? It depends entirely how Max Payne 1 and 2 sell. I think. There's a couple of paths. The most likely is that Max Payne 1 and 2 doesn't really sell. 4 million maybe. And then it's back to going in the freezer. Option 2 is it sells well, 8 million, 10 million. And then it's worth time. Like, okay, there's some smoke here. Then it kind of splits. Either Rockstar still gives Remedy a pretty good publishing deal, or Rockstar starts to think Max Payne might be good again, or worth selling. And then either they squeeze the deal, and Remedy isn't comfortable proceeding, or like Rockstar tries to make a Max Payne 4 since they own it, and then it goes into development hell and doesn't come out for like 8 years or something. I don't know. There's a lot of ways it can go from there, but I think step one is the remakes have to sell, and I'm not convinced they will.
The flesh of fallen angels, come to me all. Astaroth, Beelzebub, Asmodeus, Baphomet, Lucifer, Loki, Satan, Cthulhu, Lilith, Hela. Blood to you all. Secrets living under the skin of reality. I've seen it. The corruption of flesh. Oh! I'm the wolf, yeah! I am the wolf! It's close. It's coming. You have come. A witness to the end of time. It's now! I will rise to her side! I don't need the words! I'm beyond the words!
Fun times in the recording booth. Creepy things. This is the first, like, quote-unquote boss fight. This room took a few tries. Now this is, you know what? Yeah, I'm just like, the more I think about comparing this game to Hotline Miami, the more I'm like, actually, kinda yeah. Kinda yeah. Just in the way that sometimes you have to drill rooms and sort of figure out what the, not necessarily what the safe path is, but the least dangerous one. How when you do it right, it looks like a crazy action film. The stakes are really high. shit. I have no context for any of this since I'm dropping in. This guy seems like a party. Oh yeah. He's high on a, I guess for context, he's currently really high on a designer street drug. And that's kind of all, you don't really know that, I guess. Max Payne is a cop. He got set up. He's being blamed for killing another cop. That's part of a gang war. And I'm currently trying to kill the, like, gang leader who set me up. And maybe in the process prove my innocence, even though it's beyond the point right now. I'm just a man on a quest for revenge, basically. It gets more complicated than that. There's some more layers to the story, but those will reveal themselves in due time. Shit. Yeah, I heard the live-action movie was not great. I've actually never seen it, which is weird because I like watching bad video game movies. A friend actually dropped by and we watched 2010's Tekken. Yes, the Tekken, made in 2010. And it was great. Oh man, what a throwback. 2010 was not a good time. Things made in 2010 were bad. Really, most of the aughts and most of the 10s, you could just toss them out, I think. What about DOA? Dead or Alive is actually pretty fun because it's directed by a choreographer. Or, I guess maybe that might be a little reductive. But Core UN is a choreographer that did work on, like, I think directed Transporter 1. Did the choreography on 2. Maybe. I was looking at this on IMDb last night, and I thought it said Core UN did the directing on Transporter 1, but I always thought that was... I guess it wasn't Luc Besson. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
I had known there'd have to be a catch in it somewhere, and this one was the Empire State Building of catches. Lupino was pumped up and dying to go 15 rounds with a mutant alligator. And then he started this spooky monkey talk, straight from a bad dream. Mine.
I have tasted the flesh of fallen angels. I've tasted the devil's green blood. It runs in my veins. I've seen beyond the world of skin, the architecture of blood and bow and arrow. Death is coming! She is coming, and hell follows with her. This is the twilight winter. I am ready to be her son. Her time is now, and all who stand in her way must die! Die! You'll die! You'll die! Now! All die!
Ooh, that was bad. Shit. Their health.
When Lupino finally went down, I wanted to make real sure he'd stay that way. V was a bad monster. Turned them into friggin' zombie demons from outer space.
I think he's dead already.
Huh? And that's when it happened.
But dead or not, you've got the wrong guy.
In stepped this knockout femme fatale holding a gun to my face. I returned the favor.
Part 2. Yeah, I don't know why these are kind of just like knocked down a bit. I forgot that's what Mona looked like in the first game. Is that Mona? That is Mona, right? She's not as prominent.
Lisa Punchinello. Lisa Punchinello was the Don's wife.
Mona Sachs.
Oh, yeah.
Lisa's evil twin.
Your safety's off, evil twin. You might hurt someone with that gun of yours.
Lisa's the damsel in distress. I'm the professional. I'd blow you away without batting an eye.
Sure, and you can check out my credentials splattered all over this joint.
Jack couldn't have framed you. Not the state he was in. We're after the same slime bag. Angelo Punchinello's the one who murdered your friend and framed you with it.
You know this for a fact.
I've got my sources.
I don't have a clue these days. I just shoot them as they come. Who put a contract on the archfiend?
This one's mine. I hate the guts of that sadistic wife-beater. Why not pool our bullets for this one?
I thought you'd never ask. My finger was starting to twitch.
How do you like your whiskey?
I'm easy, as long as you don't try to slip me a Mickey.
You're a real angel, Max.
It was good stuff. Tasted sweet as honey going down.
Nothing personal. Can't risk you going berserk and getting Lisa killed.
Mickey'd in 2 panels.
The nightmare was always the same. Violent shapes moving in darkness, old and ugly. The killer's mad laughter was a riddle filled with wicked innuendo. Somewhere, the baby was crying.
Can you imagine this shit, though? Modern Remedy making, like, nightmare sequences like this? They're gonna be so good at it. After seeing Control? Oh, man. They're gonna do, like, drugged out nightmare sequences? Gonna be so good.
No, please, Max! Why? I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
Yeah, just thinking about the ashtray maze. It's fun, like this sequence. I guess there are some sequences like this in Max Payne 2, but they got a lot of negative feedback because of the platforming, which I guess we'll get to. I remember there were real brief nightmare sequences in 2, but they weren't like mazes. They didn't, like, you just walked through them, I think. Yeah, they were real direct. It is a pretty cool mechanic, though. Using stereo sound and, like, have you follow your wife's cries and baby's cries through an endless series of hallways. It's just really neat. For 99? Like, that's some avant-garde stuff. People weren't really doing that kind of thing yet. Who had all those boxes on the stairs that would knock off to show physics. God bless 2's physics.
Should have known it when we found you snoring next to Lupino's corpse. A comedian, huh?
The pictures were filled with good old times.
He's holding his gun. Oh my god. Max is the best cop that ever walked the street.
Michelle looked at me from the photo. The Payne family. Happiness captured in a Polaroid moment. I had thought it would last forever. till death do us part. I didn't want to think about it. As long as I didn't, it could never happen. But I had broken my own rule. The thought had already slipped in. Fear was rusty needles poking at my brain. Cold and scaly, it slithered down my chest. Alex and I had a few moments of glory between us. Crime-fighting comrades, the best in NYPD DEA collaborative team. Good-hearted macho bullshit like that. I would have given anything to have him here as my backup. No such luck. No luck at all.
It's rough, Max. I want a comic scene about this still life photo, or still life painting of flowers. New York Time. You have that copy of New York Time I was reading? There we go. All right. Time for the star of this particular sequence.
Watch cartoons. Captain Baseball Bat Boy's my favorite.
Oops. It's fine. People are crybabies, right?
I really love to watch
They just
cartoons.
need to be good at the game.
Captain Baseball Bat Boy's my favorite.
Really not that hard. All you have to do is be good. Whoa.
I really love to watch cartoons. Captain Baseball Bat Boy.
Woo! Just gotta be a gamer, that's all. It's really not that big of a deal.
Watch cartoons.
I don't know why people are babies.
Captain Baseball Bat Boy's my favorite.
It's perfectly fine. If I remember where to go. Let's see if it'll just come back to me. Oh my gosh, did I do it? Or maybe that's the way I came in. We'll find out. Oh yeah. Easy. Trigger warning, dead baby.
No, please God, no.
That's Max Payne, baby. It's dark and gritty. Got that emote. Oh no. Oh, the baby. The baby.
Slice him, dice him, shoot him full of holes, blow him to bits, vaporize him, disintegrate him. No matter what you do, they'll still be back good as new.
Michelle's diary lay on the table. Michelle was working part-time in the district attorney's office. Her diary was open on today's entry, her handwriting all pretty curves.
An army dossier found its way to my desk yesterday. Valhalla? Isn't that a Norse myth? Something about Vikings? I tried to tell Max about it, but he was busy, that cute frown on his brow. Guess it's nothing, just a mix-up at the courier service.
From now on, I would always find time for her. It was a hollow promise. Too little, too late.
Max is scared.
Max, no, please, Max. Why? I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
I think the thing that would make this level awesome is if evil Max follows you through every room, shooting at you to move on. Maybe. People don't typically like being dogged by an enemy like that, but I guess...
Killed her! Nothing like that ever happens in the real world.
There's some examples of that working. You know, Mr. X or the Xenomorph in Alien Isolation. Yeah, that could work. Kind of hit that point a little harder than just showing him shooting at the end. It is pretty one-dimensionally symbolic, though, seems.
I woke up in a bad dream. My head felt 2 sizes too small for my brain.
Max Payne. I envy your name.
And the killer was smiling.
Pleased to meet you. I'm Frankie the Bat Niagara.
Niagara, as in you cry a lot? He had a baseball bat and I was tied to a chair. Pissing him off was the smart thing to do.
Nothing wrong with a little laugh now and then. Take me, for example. I love to watch cartoons. Cartoon violence is a fascinating thing. Let's take a break. I need to take a leak and maybe grab a cold one at the bar. Don't worry. I'll be back to finish this off. And then, it's checkout time.
You read the Max Payne 3 prequel comic? No.
You bastard. He swaggered out, and the door clanged shut behind him.
I haven't. I didn't know such a thing existed.
Everyone makes mistakes. Mine hadn't been to crack jokes about the goon with the bat. He'd have cracked my skull regardless. It hadn't even been to trust a girl with a gun. I had blindly gone after the first bad guy on my hit list when I should have been aiming further up the ladder, at the head of the Punchinello family. I couldn't bring myself to be pissed at Mona. Guess I had a soft spot for a pretty face. But when somebody decides to play baseball with your head, you tend to get sore. They had dragged me back to the basement of Lupino's hotel. I was beaten, bruised, and blue. I felt like the chair I had broken to get free.
Oh, got it as a birthday present a few years back. Definitely worth reading. It's sick just reading an actual Max Payne comic. Huh.
All I had was Niagara's
I'll look
bat,
for it.
sticky with my own blood.
Oh yeah, you have to start with a bat. That's a pretty cool...
I'd be no match for Frankie's men. I'd have to play hide and seek with them.
Oh yeah, stealth. Interesting way to play with, like, what was common in PC shooters back then. Of, like, starting a new episode, starting a new chunk of the game, and then it takes all your weapons away. Yeah. The writing in this is still just so good.
Hey!
That's fine. It's getting late. I think I'm actually gonna wrap it up. I wanna bonk these guys though. See how quickly you take damage though? Whoop. Hey! There we go. Shit. Oh man, I thought I got it. So much pain. It hurts. It hurts to be shot. Erg. Thus, the story of Max Payne comes to an end. No 2 and no 3. You enjoying Tiny Tina's Wonderlands as a game? Sure. You know. It's a solid 7 out of 10. It's kind of how it feels. There's some fun stuff about it, but I don't know. It has some performance issues for me. It doesn't feel like there's a whole lot to do, you know? You shoot, you use your grenade, you cast your spell or whatever. You use your ability, and then what else? Like, what else do you do? So that's all you do. It's not really that complicated of a game, I guess. It doesn't give me a lot to think about. But I don't think it's trying to. So that's kind of why it's, you know, it's a 7 out of 10. It's fun. It is the thing it's always been. I kind of wish there were just more mechanics going on. Some way to express skill. apart from just seeing the the meters go down and the experiences go up. Anyway, yeah, there's that signature Borderlands humor. There have been some chuckles. I've had some chuckles. I've had some chuckles. I've had some eye rolls. That's kind of what Borderlands is, though. Yeah. I feel like part of the dumb fun of Borderlands is gone, though, now that it's a clean property. They don't really make racy jokes anymore. And even if the jokes are the same caliber, there is something kind of dumbly endearing about like body humor. B-A-W-D-Y, Bawadi. So there's something kind of adorably try-hard about it. I wouldn't say that I necessarily thought a whole lot of Borderlands 3 was super funny. But 1 and 2, I remember having some dumb references and shit. And that's not what this game's about. It is much more wholesome, which also kind of like, I don't know. It's just a different energy, a different wavelength, I guess. But no big deal. It's still Borderlands. I think it's a well-made game, an earnestly made game, I think. There's enough there to like, and I think if you play it with friends, you'll have a good time. Especially if you are a tabletop dork. I think maybe those references might hook a little harder. No, I'm not super into it myself. If you're into the aesthetic of, I don't even know what that aesthetic is. It's an interesting aesthetic, I suppose. It is a merging of tabletop D&D tropes and Borderlands, so that's kind of cool. All right, well, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for the raids, if you stuck around. Appreciate that. Maybe drop a little follow if you'd like today's stream. But regardless, thank you for the subs and the cheers and the interesting conversation in chat. That's what makes streaming so fun. Sharing sweet video games like Max Payne. Tomorrow, the idea tomorrow is to stream maybe around 8. So tomorrow, but 4 hours earlier than this. Maybe earlier than that. We'll see. That's the goal. But it's going to be a later stream tomorrow. It started kind of early today. Thank you. Oh, you're joining just as I sign off. Sorry, that's just that's Pacific time zone, I guess. And I got an episode of Inside Games to write tomorrow. I got to get on that. But thank you all very much for watching. I really like sharing awesome games with people. All right, have a great rest of your week. I'll catch you next time.
The goal is that